He thought he'd seen and done it all in football, but today, at the age of 36, Ian Wright has the chance to realise every young football fan's dream in a football-mad city. Who will be the hero this afternoon as the Old Firm go head-to-head for the first time this season? Live and interactive here on Sky Sports, it's Rangers against Celtic. All the silverware in Scotland is on display in the Ibrox Trophy Room. The onus is on Celtic more than any other club to do something about it. Right now, Rangers have a slight edge in the title race. They're a point ahead with a game in hand, so Celtic come here on a mission. It's a new experience for John Barnes, who today celebrates his 36th birthday, and for his new striker Ian Wright, who's just a few days older. How will the right temperament stand up to the cauldron? That's just one of the questions we'll have answered over the next 3 hours. Just for today, the focus of football attention is switched away from the impending Scotland-England clashes. It takes a special game to do that, and that's exactly what Rangers against Celtic is. And for the first time in a Scottish Premier League match, Sky Digital subscribers can go interactive. Once the Sky Sports logo has appeared on your screen, you're ready for interactive football. Push the red button to enter the application and use the left and right buttons to scroll along the 4 choices available. Angle gives you just that, the ability to switch to the high behind camera while the main view remains in the top left corner of your screen. Select highlights and you can see again the best moments of the match, constantly updated. Replay allows you to jump back 30 seconds to watch any incident again. The Stat service gives you up-to-the-minute match information, along with team lists, player profiles and trivia. Well, our interactive facility is available on Sky Digital Channel 404. Charlie Nicholas and Graham Souness are here this afternoon, 2 men who know all about the Old Firm experience. Graham, the two haven't met since May. How eagerly do you await this match today?
It's going to be fantastic. I mean, Rangers are coming into it with all their confidence, and Celtic coming into it with very little confidence. But, you know, that in a derby game means nothing. In any derby game it means nothing, but especially in Old Firm ones. How
will Barnes feel? Because you did this. It was your first job in management. It's his. How will he be feeling right now?
If he doesn't already know how big the job is at Celtic, after today it certainly is. It's imperative they take something from the game today, because if not, he's going to really find out what it is to be manager of Celtic today.
Charlie, you've been out and about in this football-mad city.
Yep.
What are people saying to you about this match today?
Well, I think mainly it's a concern from Celtic's fans, really. I don't think they've been too happy with the way that their team is performing lately. They did win 5-1 against Kilmarnock, but they didn't feel the balance is right yet. So much responsibility today is falling on Ian Wright. 36 to the end of the season, Celtic have got him, and it shouldn't be the case, but that is the scenario Celtic are under. John Barnes has got to try and get this balance, and he's got to get it working today, because if he walks away with nothing, he's under scrutiny yet again.
The interview you did the other day, so many people have been talking about it with Ian Wright. How will he be feeling? You know him so well.
He's actually still pinching. He can't believe at 36 years of age that he's now turning out for Celtic in a Glasgow derby, which everybody watches with great enthusiasm. Now he's taking part in it. The responsibility is his to get Celtic something today, but he's looking forward to the game.
I'll bet he is. Well, we'll confirm all the team news as soon as possible, but we already know that both sides go into this one without potential match winners. Michael Moles of Rangers joined Celtic's Henrik Larsson on the long-term injured list in midweek. Henrik Larsson is here working for Swedish television, and he's been talking to David Tanner.
At the moment, I'm just interested in getting away with the crutches, so I can go on a holiday, so I can walk about without any problems.
How many painkillers are you taking a day? Are you still quite heavily sedated?
I'm on 200 a day. No, I don't take anything anymore, so that's off now, so that's good anyway.
When's your comeback date? Do you set a date for yourself at all?
No, I don't set a date. I mean, it's going to take time, and I have plenty of time. So we just have to wait and see, and probably going to be next season, so we just have to wait and see.
Have you been pleased with the response you've received from everyone in Scottish football? I guess even the Rangers fans were wishing you well on the way in here today.
Yeah, from everybody. I mean, it's been tremendous. Of course, I'm very pleased with all the support I've been getting from all over Scotland, or even from Sweden and from Holland as well. I mean, it's quite unbelievable, but yeah, it really helps you to get over this kind of things.
What about Ian Wright signing? He says he doesn't want to be the new Henrik Larsson.
No, but I mean, he's a big personality himself already. I mean, he's been in the game for such a long time. He's been playing for a big club like Arsenal, and he's known for goal scoring and everything. So I mean, he already got his own name. So there's no point for him to try to be me or want to be me. And I don't think he want to be me anyway. So I mean, he's doing good on his own, and that's why he's been having such success as he's been having all the time.
Did you feel for Michael Moles when you saw his injury?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't nice to see. I watched the game, and you saw when he landed there was something wrong. You just hope it wasn't anything serious whatsoever, but unfortunately it seems more serious than what you thought from the beginning, and I just hope that he's become fit as quick as possible. He's a great guy, and it's a pity for the game.
Henrik, thanks.
Welcome.
Henrik Larsson there. Let me just give you some team news. Now this is interesting. Ian Wright will play for Celtic today from the start, but listen to this. Rod Wallace does not feature at all for Rangers. It will be Amato and Johansson up front for them. Gordon Jury, remember him? He's on the bench. Well, Rangers dropped out of the Champions League and into the UEFA Cup in midweek. That was a big disappointment, but domestically things could hardly have gone better for the defending champions. Rangers didn't make many changes to the squad that had won the treble last season. Michael Moles arrived for £4 million from Utrecht. And Polish international Dariusz Adamczuk, after offers from both sides of the old firm, chose to go to Ibrox from Dundee. Before the opening match of the season against Kilmarnock, Chairman David Murray unfurled the first ever SPL Championship flag. On the field, last season's top scorer Rod Wallace picked up from where he left off. Kilmarnock pulled level through Ali Mitchell. But the winner came from an unlikely source, the American Claudio Reyna. The following week at Tynecastle, Rangers made light work of Hearts. Reyna had already scored before Michael Moles opened his league account to make it 2-0. Reyna rounded off a 4-0 win with his third in 2 games. Motherwell's visit to Ibrox was the Michael Moles show.
And it's Michael Moles! Oh yes!
Rangers' blistering form continued when Dundee United came to Ibrox.
It's Reno! It's 1-0! Rod Wallace!
It finished 4-1. After midweek European success against Parma, a trip to Hibernian was to prove a tough test. Jonathan Johansson got the only goal. When Aberdeen arrived at Ibrox, they had yet to score a goal, never mind gain a point, and they proved no match for Rangers.
It's for Michael Moores! Michael Moores gets his second!
St Johnstone were the next victims of the Rangers goal machine. This time George Alberts opened the scoring with his 5th goal of the season. Miguel Samao shocked the home support when he found time and space in the Rangers box to equalise. And Albert's penalty put Rangers 2-1 ahead before Michael Moles sealed the 3 points with another stunning strike. Rangers went to Dens Park looking for their 8th win in a row, and they got it, but only just.
Chance for Andrei Kanchelskis! And McScumming scores for Dundee! Willie Faulkner has a chance, and Willie Faulkner has taken it! Rod Wallace! In from Alberts! And it's Gabriel Amato!
Rangers completed the first quarter of the league campaign with a return match against Kilmarnock, and when Giovanni van Bronckhorst put them ahead, 9 wins in a row seemed a real possibility. The home side didn't give in, however, and Michael Jeffrey's equaliser was enough to end Rangers' winning streak. Speculation about Barry Ferguson's future at Rangers ended when he signed a lucrative extension to his current contract. At the same time, David Murray announced plans for a £10 million state-of-the-art training and youth complex to be built on the edge of Glasgow. Eb Skodal's Aberdeen side were eager to make an impression after their last meeting with Rangers, and early on the signs were promising.
Solberg scores his first goal for Aberdeen.
That lead was short-lived as Rangers fought back to win 5-1, including a Jonathan Johansson hat-trick.
That's superb from Johansson. Lovely movement of the ball. And Michael Moll scores. Amato squeezed the ball away from Solberg. Still Amato! Johansson! That was clinical. He's away from Solberg! Superb! That's the hat-trick!
But star striker Michael Moles came back from Munich in midweek on crutches, and he'll be out for the rest of the season. Dick Advocat watched his side exit the Champions League on Wednesday. An Old Firm victory is just what he'd want to lift the spirits at Ibrox.
Here's the Sunday lunch menu from John Barnes. Celtic's rookie head coach has made 2 changes from the team which was humbled by Lyon on Thursday. As expected, Ian Wright partners Mark Viduka in the strikers' roles, so Mark Burchill drops to the bench. Lubo Moravcik is also relegated. John Barnes resting the off-form Slovakian. Barnes is staking his reputation on replacement Stilian Petrov. Could this be the first Celtic team to win here in 5 years? Those and the men carrying the hopes of millions. Does seeing the teams make the Old Firm game any easier to call? Not really. You can still expect the unpredictable.
So now we know who will start. He won't. Rangers' Michael Moles can only watch from afar today. Now when we come back, Charlie Nicholas and Graham Souness will be looking at where this game could be won and lost. Clash of the season, Rangers against Celtic. And don't forget, Sky Digital viewers can go interactive today on channel 404. Now, there aren't many players who make their Old Firm debuts at the age of 36, but here's one who's just about to do that. Well, Charlie Nicholas, you know Ian Wright so well. Do you think he has made an impact like the one we saw Gascoigne make when he came to Scottish football?
I think it's similar. I think the last big personality to come to our country and bring the whole thing of light. You know, Celtic dressing room now, I think, has all got a lift. And a guy at 36, it's strange to say a guy at that age can bring that enthusiasm, that zest for training, that zest to score goals. He's got everything in his bag and he's looking forward to this big time today. Been watching all sorts of videos in Rangers. Whether it pays dividends today, we'll have to wait and see. But he's got such an enthusiasm. He doesn't look or act, even his shape, about a 36-year-old. He looks like in his mid-20s. And he'll really be up for this. He really will. He'll work Rangers defence really hard today.
Graham, what about his temperament, though? Again, it will be called into question. Will he last the 90 minutes?
He is a great player. Being a great player, I think, still got lots to offer. That is one area that he'll have to watch today. You know, all great players live on the edge. He has in the past got himself into trouble. You cannot take that. If you take that away from his game, that aggression, that living on the edge bit, he would lose so much. I think he's got to be really on his toes today. You know, I've played in big games, international games, big European games, like Righty. When I came here, fell foul the referee in an Old Firm game because overstepped a mark.
Who's been out for a year?
Yeah, a couple of changes up front for Rangers, but same back line and same midfield four that performed so well in Munich. I would expect to see Lorenzo Amoruso today go head-to-head with Mark Viduka. I think of the two Rangers central defenders, he has the physical capacity to go head-to-head with Viduka. Played ever so well against him when the sides met back on May the 2nd. Maybe a bit of lack of natural width in the Rangers midfield four, where Barry Ferguson we know will sit. Plenty of movement round about him, and like Graham, I do agree on paper at least it looks a very, very tidy partnership up front. Amata will give Rangers the option of playing it from back to front. He's a good target, and if Celtic defend far up the pitch and leave a bit of space in behind, that's exactly what Jonathan Johansson will be looking for.
Two changes also for Celtic from the side that made a miserable exit from Europe in midweek. Ian Wright was ineligible for the tie against Lyon. It didn't take a genius to work out that he would return with Mark Birchall dropping to the bench. The rising star of Bulgarian football, Stilian Petrov, is preferred to Lubomir Moravcik. Petrov, Berkovic, Tebeli and Wright get their Old Firm initiation.
Yeah, I have to say, I think John Barnes has made the correct decision here. I don't think Celtic would have got away with playing both Berkovic and Moravcik. I think it's going to be a very tough midfield battle here this afternoon. Petrov has come in here, maybe play on the right-hand side. And I think Rangers will try to get both Albert and Newman down the left-hand side. So Petrov might have to just sit in here and give McNamara a little bit of protection. A huge game, I think, today for this man, Ael Berkovic, who's done it in flashes for Celtic, but not often enough for me. This is why he was bought. This is his kind of platform, we were told. He has to deliver this afternoon. And it's a good mix up front. Mark Viduka, out-and-out target man. Tremendous at screening the ball. Celtic will try and get the ball into his feet. Tremendous with his back to goal. And the ideal foil for Ian Wright to run off him.
Both teams hoping to bounce back from European failure in midweek. Rangers went out of the Champions League with pride intact, getting no reward for their considerable efforts against Bayern Munich. Celtic, in contrast, went out with a whimper to Lyon in the UEFA Cup. The two sets of players, though, will hardly need lifting. Not for an occasion like this. Rangers and Celtic about to contest the 253rd Old Firm derby in the league. Rangers' 100th victory since the championship at Celtic Park in May, although their deserved success was overshadowed on a day of shame. Let us hope that football is the winner today, because there really is nothing quite like this fixture. A year ago this month, Celtic thrashed Rangers 5-1. But you don't suppose they might have swapped some of those goals for a bit of silverware, because despite that remarkable result, Rangers took their triple chance, winning everything in sight, leaving Celtic out of sight. Davey, you've been in the dressing room for occasions like this. What are the players feeling now, apart from strong bowel movements?
I think they're at a stage now where they just want to get out onto the pitch and get on with it. All the hype, all the build-up, they'll have been pestered all week for tickets. Now they'll just want to get out there, and that's when the nerves do settle. Get on with the job and hope they can come away with at least a draw. That's the one thing you would say in this game. It's a game that you would take a draw from, as long as you don't lose.
This is a match that matters so much to so many. Sometimes too much to too many, but I guess that's part of the fascination. Everyone wants to see Rangers against Celtic. Millions watching these pictures around the world. These two teams first met on the 28th of May, 1888. And in the 111 years that have followed, there haven't been too many dull moments. It is one of the most famous, most fascinating football fixtures in the world. Two teams waiting to make their entrance into this magnificent arena. It's the first Old Firm derby of the season. They were scheduled to meet in September, but that was postponed because of European commitments. So they've had to wait to renew their rivalry, and what a rivalry it is. Ibrox is about to erupt. 50,000 fired up fans are ready to roar loudly and proudly. Stand by for 90 minutes of mayhem. Try not to blink, you'll miss something. Ian Wright was 36 on Wednesday, still with a spring in his step though, still hungry, still passionate. In fact, if ever a game was made for him, this is it. He's played in many a North London derby, of course, but Arsenal-Tottenham? Nah, that's like a friendly compared to this. Gabriel Amato makes only his third league start of the season. He's generally been a bit part player under Dick Advocaat, yet he usually plays a big part in these derbies, having terrorised Celtic in particular in the New Year Old Firm clash last season. The man in the middle of it all, Kenny Clark, needing eyes in the back of his head and perhaps in the side of his head as well. It's his second Old Firm derby. 2 years ago he sent off Stefan Mahi at Celtic Park as Rangers won 1-0. It's the famous Celtic huddle. Between them, these teams have won 186 major trophies. That's how big they are. Rangers have been the dominant force in Scottish football during the last decade of the 20th century, and that really rankles with Celtic, who would quite like to change that come the millennium. Rangers with 28 points, Celtic with 27, but then these two have always been pretty close to each other as far as points are concerned. Another tight and titanic tussle likely today. Lambert mopping up, finding Jonathan Gould, whose mistake cost Celtic dearly, and he rushed out of his goal against Lyon in the UEFA Cup on Thursday. Tebele just about managing to get that one away. As always, it's going to be fast, it's going to be fierce, and it's going to be frantic.
Yeah, Stilian Petrov has actually started on the left-hand side with Craig Burley on the right. Well, that's the diamond formation in midfield that we expected of Celtic. I think Craig Burley will be taking every opportunity today to get forward. Petrov, I think, will just sit, and in this case try and give a bit of protection to be that reset of left-back.
Rangers have made their best start to a season for 32 years, yet to be beaten in the Scottish Premier League. Lambert's just taken a knock. Quite a bad knock by the look of it.
Yeah, well, it's a head knock, so Kenny Clark really has to stop the game. Brian Scott over him there. And John Barnes will certainly be hoping Paul Lambert is back on his feet quickly. Such a central part of this Celtic side these days. And so highly thought of by this man that he offered him an extension to his contract.
John Barnes has been there, seen it, done it in his career. Or has he? Has he really seen anything like this? He was here as a spectator a couple of seasons ago.
This was the problem for Paul Lambert there. It didn't seem to be too much in that. Perhaps just caught by Giovanni van Bronckhorst's left elbow there. Certainly no malice in the challenge, and thankfully for Celtic, he's back on his feet. Brian Scott just trying to make sure his head's clear.
The gap wants him to get on with it. Lambert looking a little groggy, but he will be ready to resume, I'm sure. Recess throw. Claudio Reyna, the captain of America. Alberts now. Arthur Newman. Barry Ferguson. Looking for Amato, but it trickles through to Gould.
Wasn't a bad ball at all there. Amato just found a bit of room in between Tebele and Reset. First touch let him down, but it was a good pass through to him.
Berkovic now for Celtic. And he gets a second chance. Craig Burley. Vidal Reset, who was sent off, of course, the last of 3 red cards when the teams last met in the league. Now Viduka putting himself about, but so too was Amoruso. And it's away by Perini. There was a challenge on Reyna from Reset that resulted in that red card back in May when Rangers won the title at Celtic Park. Amid total chaos. Celtic just about keeping up with Rangers, only 1 point behind. And Lambert in the thick of it in the opening stages. Alan Stubbs. Jackie McNamara, whose father played for Celtic in Old Firm games. Lambert. Viduka. Reset. Berkovic. Burley made the run that he is so familiar with, although that he's not been allowed to do that often this season.
Yeah, I think he'll try and get forward as often as possible today. Berkovic tried to play him in there, just overcook the ball.
Gabriel Amato winning the physical battle with Tebele. Arthur Newman. Amato wants it back, and there's no flag here. Can he get to it? It's actually going to be pulled away by Celtic. Not very close as far as going over the line was concerned. Alberts. Johansson. And it goes right across the 6-yard box.
Tremendous ball in there from Jonathan Johansson. And he'll be disappointed that nobody attacked it on the front post. That's a wonderful ball in between the goalkeeper and the last defender. No takers for Rangers. But even this early in the match, Rangers starting to pick holes in this Celtic rearguard.
Shrugging off the challenge of Burley and putting it through to Johansson, but the flag is up for offside.
Yeah, my first impression was that he had just begun his run a fraction early. George Albertz with the beautifully weighted ball in behind, and he's half a yard in front of Olivier Tebele there, Jonathan Johansson.
The Duca slipped, Moore benefited. Barry Ferguson. Arthur Newman being watched by his national coach, Frank Rijkaard. Likewise, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, of course, also in the Rangers team. 13 different nationalities represented in the starting 22. Vidar Riseth of Norway. Duca's touch to Berkovic, who eludes Reyna. Right, and Berkovic. Some nice movements from Celtic.
Yeah, it wasn't a good finish, but it must be encouraging for John Barnes that Eyal Berkovic was pulling the strings there. Good reverse ball by Viduka to right, first time layoff, and Berkovic can't get over the shot. But Celtic will want to get Eyal Berkovic on the ball as often as possible in that last third.
Newman, whose Rangers career has been wrecked by injuries, really. Amoruso, the treble-winning captain. Gave it straight to McNamara. And now, the Duca could be away, although Amoruso covering. As it goes to Stefan Klos, who will face his former club, Borussia Dortmund, in the UEFA Cup. Ferguson. Claudio Reyna. Amato. He's picked out Albertz. This is promising for Rangers. Albertz looking for Johansson, cleared by Stubbs. Back in by Reyna. Lifted by Gould. Riseth looking for Wright. Perini sending it back. It's the penultimate Old Firm derby of the 20th century. These two will meet again on December the 27th, live on Sky Sports at Celtic Park. Don't think they'll be swapping late Christmas presents somehow. Lambert to right. Perini and Johansson now. Could be away. Jonathan Johansson! Oh! Off the underside of the crossbar! What a whack!
Well, once again he found space in between Olivier Tebele and Vidar Riseth. It's a wonderfully weighted pass. And you wouldn't expect him to have a goal from here. What an effort that is. Jonathan Gould almost beaten at his near post. A wonderful effort from Jonathan Johansson, whose movement really is causing Celtic problems.
That was close. Fantastic power with the strike from Jonathan Johansson, who scored a hat-trick against Aberdeen last week. Reyna. Perini in support. Van Bronckhorst. It was cut out by Lambert, but it's a Rangers throw. Perini's long throw. Stubbs came to meet it. The Duca. Perini chasing that, but Stubbs and Riseth are both there. Duca up against his fellow Aussie Craig Moore. In fact, the two of them fly out to Australia tomorrow for a couple of friendlies against Brazil. Lambert and Stubbs and Tebele mopping things up at the back for Celtic. Craig Burley. Newman snapping away. Don't get much time in these games, do you?
No, certainly not early on. Ian, I think the pace of the game will drop as the game wears on, but in the first 10-15 minutes it's normally pretty hectic.
Reset. Away by Stubbs, and the foul by Sergio Perini. I don't think he agreed with the decision, but Leon Petrov gets the free kick.
Well, I think Leon Petrov will agree with it. He's come straight through him from behind.
Mark Viduka. Stray one for Celtic. Viduka, though, with an excellent goal-scoring record this season, 14 goals so far, 2 hat-tricks in his last 4 league games. His overall record for Celtic, 22 goals in 25 matches, speaks volumes of his ability. Viduka rising and winning the header, but Amoruso will steer it back to cross. He's got a bit of a chase on. Lorenzo Amoruso. Mistake from him, gave it to Berkovic. Now Viduka. Ian Wright in the middle, where else would he be? Viduka gets support from Berkovic, but Amoruso makes amends in part for his error.
Yes, another slack pass from Lorenzo Amoruso. If there is a weakness in his game, it is a bit of slackness from time to time. And he plays in an area where you can't really afford to be slack.
Celtic caught by an old offside trick then. Amoruso lifted every trophy in Scotland last season, of course. Viduka. He's got the free kick, Mark Viduka. As Van Bronckhorst challenged him.
There's a good turn by Mark Viduka, closely shadowed here by Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. He might be fortunate to have been awarded that. There wasn't a great deal in that.
Rangers protesting to Kenny Clark, and he has to stamp his authority on this game, but it's just a quick word for now. Very fierce word, mind you. Kenny Clark is really the man who can't win today, isn't he? Out there in the middle.
He'll do alright. He's been over the course before. He's one of the best referees in the country. He'll certainly be up for this afternoon. I wonder if Alan Stubbs will fancy trying to get a shot on target. Very wet surface here this afternoon. Very quick pitch.
Well, Stubbs' 2 league goals for Celtic both came against Rangers, and that one flashed right through and wide.
Well, he strikes the ball so well and so powerfully. It was well wide of the target. But on a day like this, on this surface, it's well worth the effort.
His 4th season with Celtic now, from a Bolton Wanderers man who nearly went back to England last season when Aston Villa were interested. Oh, Newman has let in Ian Wright here. Wright. No power on the shot in the end as he was foiled by Newman's challenge.
Well, Stefan Klos asked an awful lot of Arthur Newman there, whose first touch let him down. But it was his goalkeeper who put him under pressure. Newman did well enough to put enough pressure on Wright that he couldn't get a decent shot on target. A bit of slackness there by Stefan Klos.
Celtic have won just 8 of the 36 Old Firm derbies in the 1990s. A statistic I'm sure the Celtic fans didn't really need reminding of. Dick Advocaat, former manager of the Dutch national team, and of PSV Eindhoven, of course, had great success with them. Jackie McNamara Durkovic, Burley, reset. Celtic in their stride here. Petrov challenged by Paridi. Olivier Tebili, getting his first taste of an Old Firm derby. Burley, being hassled by Newman. Rangers have it back with Albert. Nutmeg Durkovic, not for the delight of the Ibrox faithful. Sergio Paridi delivers, in rather awkwardly on Tebili. Albert was there to help him out. Now reset has it. Petrov. Possibilities here for Celtic. Craig Burley tracked by Maruso, and the throw-in is given to Rangers.
Yeah, good play by Maruso, right on top of Burley as soon as the ball was played through to him.
Ferguson giving the strikers something to chase, but too much to chase as it turned out. Celtic's last win at Ibrox against Rangers came 5 years and 3 managers ago. Durkovic, right. Here's Jackie McNamara, who delivers, right header, and in hand cross, scrambling right across.
Tremendous header from that distance. You wouldn't expect a striker to score from that range. Good ball played in by Jackie McNamara, and he gets enough on the header to a cross, scrambling across to his right hand post. Early ball from McNamara, and that's what a striker wants. Ian Wright did well to win it.
John Barnes hoping to celebrate his 36th birthday today with a victory. Long ball, will dribble out of play. Reset left on the ground, and the reason was he tangled with Johansson. Stops. McNamara.
Yeah, it's going to be a good contest between this pair. Maruso didn't give him a sniff when the sides met on May the 2nd. I think Mark Viduka was probably lacking a bit of fitness then. He's a far better player these days, far more productive.
Here's Claudio Reyna. Amato let it go. Van Bronckhorst. Arthur Newman. Away by Stubbs. Rangers threatening though. Stubbs sorting it out for Celtic. Jules Albert, a firm favourite here at Ibrox. And it might come through to Johansson here! Jonathan Johansson scores! Rangers strike first in the Old Firm derby!
Well, Gabriel Amato played a big part in this, winning the header. Long throw from Albert. Amato gets a crucial touch on. The reset claimed he was held, and Jonathan Gould won't enjoy seeing this one again. Spills it at the crucial moment there, and Jonathan Johansson says thank you very much. Simple front post throw, and well won by Amato. Johansson puts reset under pressure and takes advantage of Jonathan Gould's blunder.
Team are 1-0 up, and Jonathan Gould's week gets worse. for Lyon's goal in the UEFA Cup on Thursday. And fumbling again. Berkovic though, as Celtic look to hit back straight away. Right. McNamara. Berkovic. Burley, free kick is going to go in favour of Rangers. The scoreline is in favour of Rangers too. Not a happy birthday so far for John.
Yeah, it was a cheap goal to give away. Lose a goal in this game, it's always a sore one, but when you give it away, it's twice as disappointing.
Johansson with a tremendous goal-scoring record for Rangers, even though he's often a sub, or often subbed. Hat-trick hero at Aberdeen last week, Old Firm derby hero at Ibrox this week, with the first goal of the game. Berkovic, Wrights with a touch, doesn't come off at all. Van Bronckhorst. Well, he then gives it away to McNamara. Now Berkovic. Viduka near post. It's gone in towards the giant Aussie. Berkovic! And Celtic are level! And it's the Israeli international, Eyal Berkovic, who's sneaked it in. What a response!
Well, what a piece of composure. In a match like this, to show that kind of composure, wonderful play by Berkovic, who has due Celtic a big performance. And he's come up trumps here. Look at the body strength here from Viduka. No way Moore's getting to this first time layoff, and it's through Kloss's legs. A bit of good fortune there for Berkovic, but what a well-worked goal. And what a significant contribution Mark Viduka did. He was holding Craig Moore off. There was no way Moore was going to get a foot on this. Perfect cushioned layoff. And it's through Kloss's legs, exactly what John Barnes was looking for.
Perini though has picked one in, and Gould has fumbled it again. Tebele was nearly caught out by Rayner as well. Jonathan Gould with slippery fingers again.
It's not like him, we have to say. Normally rock solid for Celtic in these games. He just spills it again. And thankfully for Jonathan Gould, Olivier Tebele was on hand.
Teams locked together at 1-1. You could hardly say the goals have livened the game up. It was rather lively before they arrived. Now McNamara. Celtic with new life here, offside against Viduka though. And a free kick. Celtic with McNamara needing a little bit of treatment. And a chance for everyone to pause for breath, including Mrs. Dalglish and McDonald.
I'll tell you what, he'll be feeling the pressure as well. So will Alan McDonald. I think Kenny would probably rather be out there today, performing. These are the moments that have mattered this afternoon. Jonathan Johansson did enough to put Reset under pressure. Uncharacteristic error there from Jonathan Gould, and it's a tap in for Johansson. And a wonderful piece of play by Berkovic and Viduka here. Look at the cushion layoff here by Viduka. You don't expect to score from that angle, and he manages to poke it through Kloss's legs.
The former hammer, Berkovic, with a hammer blow to Rangers. Johansson. Mario Rayner. Rayner was caught late then, challenge acknowledged by Stilian Petrov.
Yeah, caught well late there by Petrov. Haven't really managed to get Rayner into the game, Rangers. More and more important player for them recently.
Let him mess with the free kick as well, and here's McNamara. Right. McNamara and Craig Moore nipped in ahead of his man. to Rangers.
Well, the Stubbs claiming he took the ball here. But again, it's the mobility and willingness of Johansson to try and get in behind that's giving Celtic problems.
George Arbet standing over the free kick. Albert, he's going to have a go here. And he wasn't too far away. I thought it was about time we had one of them.
Yeah, I mean, he slices this one, but Celtic can't afford to back off when this man gets the ball. And we've seen him score a spectacular goal at this end of the ground in this fixture past Stuart Kerr a couple of seasons ago. We really can't give him that amount of room.
Ian Wright. He claims handball, but Kenny Clark having none of that. Reina. Aim towards Amato, it's going to drift away from him though.
I think the Cat will be disappointed in the way they've handed the initiative back to Celtic. They had the one goal advantage, they were giving Celtic problems. All of a sudden they decided to sit in for a bit, and that allowed Celtic to grab the initiative.
Tebili. Craig Moore let it go, and it does go for a goal kick. John Barnes actually scored a goal for England against Dick Advocat's Holland in a World Cup qualifier back in 1993. Ian Wright was on the bench that day. Here's Berkovic, reunited with his former West Ham teammate, Wright, of course. Amato. Oh, he's away here, Amato, and he's got the free kick as well.
Yeah, it's a needless challenge from Alan Stubbs because Jackie McNamara is hoovering up behind him there. Jackie McNamara was stepping onto this. It's a needless one from Alan Stubbs.
He's just going to get a warning from Kenny Clark, who's right on top of it so far.
Well, Alan Stubbs just showing out a bit there, a bit of dissent. Kenny Clark wants to keep the lid on this, and so far has done a very good job of doing so.
Amaruso and Albert sizing up the free kick, with Amaruso looking the favourite to give it a go. Amaruso does give it a go. Oh, off the post from the Rangers captain. Amazing.
Nothing Jonathan Gould can do about this. There's just far too much pace in this. What a strike from Amaruso. Swerving away from the goalkeeper. It's dipping. And that is a tremendous effort there from the Rangers skipper. Swerving away from Jonathan Gould, who can only watch as it hits the outside of the post. Rangers coming so close to regaining the lead.
All Lambert now for Celtic. McNamara, Paducah, little layoff to Ian Wright. Petrov is outside of him. Wright going for glory. Here's Petrov though. And the free kick is going to be given in Rangers' favour. Petrov putting himself about a bit too much.
Yeah, Ian Wright had a chance to play him in there on the left-hand side. Just managed to get his body in between the ball and Stilian Petrov.
Claudio Reina. Another free kick, and it's going to be the first yellow card of this Old Firm derby for Craig Burley.
Well, it's been coming, hasn't it? As I said, Kenny Clark really has to keep the lid on this game. Craig Burley's well linked with the challenge there. Kenny Clark has to give the players a message. And it means that Craig Burley's walking a tightrope now. He can't afford to miss time another challenge.
We've got quite well to go, half an hour before the first yellow card. Amaruso's free kick. Behind his fellow Italian, Sergio Perini. Not going to be a free kick for the challenge by Viduka on Reina. Ian Wright waited for it to come to him, it didn't.
Yeah, almost got a real sore one there though. Lorenzo Amoruso leading with the studs.
McNamara. Viduka offside. Harry Ferguson now for Rangers. The pace of the game, pretty relentless so far. Nothing new in that when these two meet. Johansson, scorer of the Rangers goal. Maybe turning provider. Cleared by Stubbs, but only to Claudio Reina. And it's going to come to Alberts! Ooze all round.
Yeah, Craig Burnley desperately trying to get to George Alberts here as he measured the shot. Celtic can't get the ball away. Burnley desperately trying to get to George Alberts. Probably finished a couple of yards wide. But again, it's exactly the kind of position that Alberts will punish you from. He thought it was in.
Raiders flick found Amato. Arthur Newman now. Under pressure from Viduka and impeded by him.
It's good defending though by Viduka. He's putting in a right good shift this afternoon for Celtic.
Perini to Amato, the Argentine striker. And he's left on the ground, but Ferguson has won it back unfairly for the foul on Berkovic. It'll be a free kick. Debili, who was brought into English football by Steve Bruce at Sheffield United, and I suppose he knows a thing or two about central defenders. Ian Wright. Offside against Amato as Ferguson sent it over the top.
Celtic did well there, they all held the line as Amato made his run. I'll tell you what, there isn't much in that at all, I wonder.
A reminder that coming later, after this Old Firm derby, it's action from the Premiership. Wimbledon against Leeds, right here on Sky Sports 1, and of course on Sky Sports Extra, interactive coverage of that game as there is of this game. McNamara just tripled over Viduka's boot. Claudio Reina with a chance to lead another Rangers charge. Newman. Perini wants it on the right. He might just get it from Ferguson here. He does get it. And he's in space. That's why he wanted it. Cut out by Reset. Ferguson to try again. Alberts. Newman. Rangers closing in here. Newman's cross. Away by Reset, but only to Ferguson. Perini again. Rangers keeping the pressure on. Perini goes down, and the corner kick is given.
Oh, Vida Reset sweating here. Did he get a touch in that or not? I've seen him given for that. Perini wins the ball there.
First corner of the match. It'll be taken by Giovanni van Bronckhorst, but not before Kenny Clark sorts out a bit of over-keen jostling going on in the 6-yard box. Van Bronckhorst delivers, and Reset clears. Perini to take the throw, might be a long one. Will be a long one. And Van Bronckhorst really managed to get one on target then. Ian Wright not having much joy against Amoruso at the moment, and Paul Lambert's foul is going to bring a yellow card to him as well as Craig Burley earlier.
Yeah, it's pretty clear cut. I don't think Paul Lambert can have any complaints at all. Amoruso does well, just dinks it over Paul Lambert, and he's caught. He see it. Amarusha does well here, good footwork. Lambert totally committed.
So the midfield men, Lambert and Burley, yellow carded for Celtic.
Well, possible penalty claim a few moments ago as Sergio Perini came forward here. I think Perini wins that there. I don't think the spin of the ball alters. And whether or not he was getting to it or not isn't the issue here. He was certainly hit by Vida Risa.
Cat passing a few instructions on to young Barry Ferguson, who's committed his future to Rangers with a long-term contract, 6-year contract. Amoruso really struggling at the moment. Ouch. He's a big lad though, and I'm sure he'll be intent on rejoining the action ASAP.
Yeah, I think it's a knock. Fortunately for Rangers, they'll get the cold spray on that. It should be okay.
Here's Claudio Reyna. Perini. Russo indeed is already ready to come back on. He'll come back on for a Rangers corner conceded by Tepeli. Cheers from the Ibrox crowd as Amoruso returns to the fold. Rangers are having a good spell here. Van Bronckhorst, another decent delivery. Back in by Amoruso, and Jonathan Gould did well to palm that away, but here comes Van Bronckhorst. Super save from Gould that time, and he needed that one. Celtic though racing up the other end, but Amoruso tidies up for Rangers.
Oh, tremendous double save from Jonathan Gould. That's exactly what he'll want to get under his belt after the earlier mistakes.
Play stopped by Kenny Clark because Celtic have got a man down, and it's Stilian Petrov.
That must be super work by Jonathan Gould. Under pressure here at the back post. He's never going to catch this, but he does well to beat it out, and he readjusts his position for the second effort. Under real pressure here at the back post. He gets a good firm hand to it. And he has to get across to his right to save from Van Bronckhorst, and did well.
Good job for Celtic. This is Petrov's injury. Now we are ready to resume. It's going to be a drop ball. No, it's not. No, it's just going to give it back to Stefan Klos. Amoruso. Amato. Lovely touch. Great technique he has, but credit to Tepeli. Albert stuck a boot in. Ian Wright. Ferguson. Amato. Is about to be fouled by Petrov, and that's going to be another Celtic card. Is it from Kenny Clark? No, I thought he was going to, but he is going to.
Well, that's 3 of Celtic's midfield 4 booked. A long second half for the 3 of them. Yeah, it doesn't take any of the ball there whatsoever.
Petrov yellow carded, likewise Burley and Lambert.
Yeah, 50 minutes of this game left. It's a long time to have to get through without mistiming a tackle.
I do believe the man they call the Hammer is going to go for it. George Alberts really has scored some spectacular goals in his time.
Yeah, I think the Wall more relieved than Jonathan Gould to see that fly high.
Gould and Celtic went into this Old Firm derby with the best defence in British football. Was breached though when a Gould fumble allowed Jonathan Johansson to put Rangers in front, but Eyal Berkovic combining with Mark Viduka to equalise. Alberts. And Van Bronckhorst, the referee's played the advantage, but Ian Wright is unable to take advantage of the advantage, and Lambert stays down injured.
Yeah, Van Bronckhorst could be in bother here when the ball finally goes out, and yes, Kenny Clark was quite happy to let the play go as Celtic had the advantage, but I don't think Giovanni Van Bronckhorst can complain too much about this. He was always second to that. Kenny Clark just a few yards away when this challenge was made.
First Rangers player to get a yellow card then. Wouldn't be an Old Firm derby if we had 22 players left on the field by the end of it, mind you.
I think Kenny Clark's doing well though. A lot of referees in this particular fixture are tempted to show far too many yellow cards early in the match, and it can often spoil it, but Kenny Clark let it go as far as he could, and eventually he decided they had to clamp down. Yeah, there you have it, dead level. This game at the moment on a knife edge.
Nothing much usually separates these sides on Old Firm derby day. Oh, Amoruso's mistake has let in Viduka, surely for Celtic. Viduka, Berkovic, he's done it again! Berkovic with his second. Celtic, who haven't won at Ibrox against Rangers for 5 years, are 2-1 up.
Well, Lorenzo Amoruso has to hold his hands up here. He's been rash once or twice in this game, and he's been caught on the third occasion. Berkovic owes Mark Viduka again, who does ever so well to hold Craig Moore off again, set up the chance. And again he's composed enough just to stroke it away. Viduka does well though. Strong enough to screen the ball from Craig Moore, create the space there for Berkovic to stroke it away, and once again he shows great composure. But an absolute disaster for Lorenzo Amoruso.
And maybe it's not going to be such a bad birthday after all for John Barnes. Amoruso, with a horrendous mistake, has gifted Celtic the advantage in this game. And there's not much he can do but hold his hands up and say it was his fault.
Yeah, he got off the hook earlier on. It was slack at least twice in the match previously. And this time he's been punished by Eyal Berkovic.
Berkovic on a hat-trick. Craig Moore, Kenny Clark with a little dainty flick. And the outcome of that is going to be a Rangers throw. Celtic have the initiative all of a sudden. Claudio Reyna. Amato. It's a bit crowded in there. Alberts. Decision to pick out Perini. Johansson. It's going to be a corner kick to Rangers as they look to draw level. Amoruso moving up in the hope of making amends for that howler. Van Bronckhorst whipped it in. Gould did well to get a touch. Alberts saw his effort blocked by Petrov, who clears again. Alberts. Newman let it go, but Craig Moore couldn't get there. Vidar reset. And Petrov's not going to keep that in. It'll be a throw to Rangers, rocked by Eyal Berkovic's second goal of the game. And rocked by mistake by the man on the ball now. Amoruso took a while to win over the Rangers fans when he first came here. But was outstanding in their treble triumph last season. Ian Wright, magnificent turn to get away from Craig Moore, but he couldn't quite match it with a pass. Alberts, Van Bronckhorst, Perini rampaging down the right. We're in first half injury time. Van Bronckhorst! It's deflected wide for a corner kick to Rangers.
Yeah, it's all hands on deck now for Celtic on the back foot. Trying to weather the storm and get in 2-1 ahead at the interval. But they do have enough bodies goal side at the moment.
Craig Moore up for the corner. In it comes from Van Bronckhorst. Moore is there. Tried to set it up for Alberts and failed miserably. Gabriel Amato. Amato with 2 men on him.
Dick Advocaat will be wondering where it's gone wrong for his side. They started so brightly in this match, knocking little balls into the channels. The mobility of Amato and Johansson was giving Celtic problems. And Celtic, since then, have just taken over.
It's a corner to Rangers again. Perini's efforts rewarded. We are in the second minute of first half injury time. Rangers 5-0 up on corners, behind on goals. Van Bronckhorst whips in another one. It was met by Burley. Claudio Reyna. And it comes through to Amato. Free kick's been given in fact against Perini for the challenge as he rose. John Barnes hoping that in his first Old Firm derby he can come away with all 3 points.
I don't think he'll be too unhappy where Celtic are defending at the moment either. They're defending a lot deeper. They've been pressed back, but there's no space at all for Johansson or Amato to hit. There's nothing in behind for him right now.
Reyna, Amato, Reyna. Here's Paul Lambert. McNamara. Four minutes of added on time in this first half. Still time for Rangers to launch another assault. Amato, Newman. He's managed to force it through to Van Bronckhorst, who in turn finds Georges Alberts. Alberts goes down, penalty given to Rangers. Alberts floored.
Yeah, Paul Lambert fully committed. The timing had to be absolutely spot on. It's a fraction out here, and it's enough to give Rangers what has to be an undisputed penalty here. No question about that. That's perfectly clear cut. Paul Lambert desperately trying to get across here at full tilt. That's not a difficult call for Kenny Clark.
Well, Alberts will get up and take the penalty, but it's another card for Kenny Clark to issue, and it will be for Lambert, I would presume. Although there were various Celtic protests as well. Lambert looks in a bit of a bad way at the moment. There'll be a delay before the penalty is taken. Oh, there's blood there as well, and that is a real bad one for Lambert.
It might have been the stud of George Alberts that's caught him. It might have been a stud that's caught him, certainly bleeding. And while George Alberts is trying to keep his composure, I think he would be quite happy just to get on with this.
Well, the tension rises as Alberts waits to take the penalty, but Celtic are going to have to bring on Johan Mjällby in place of Paul Lambert. Kenny Clark might have shown a card in all that, but it might have been for dissent to one of the Celtic players rather than for the challenge. A sad sight though as Lambert is stretchered off, and of course that's bad news for Scotland as well as they prepare to take on England. Johan Mjällby, who once scored for Sweden against England, comes on in Lambert's place. Ian Wright running into the penalty area. At last we have the penalty. It's George Albert's. It's 2-2, and penalties don't come any more perfect than that from the hammer.
Yeah, it's a terrific penalty, and he had to wait a long time before he had the chance to run up and take it. And he just clips it inside the post. Jonathan Gould, wrong-footed. Would have come much better than that. He doesn't miss too many, this guy.
George Albert with his 7th of the season, the penalty king by and large in his time at Ibrox. And we're level again. Rangers 2, Celtic 2. Berkovic, McNamara, Paul Lambert stretched it off with a badly gashed leg. And the half-time whistle goes. And what a 45 minutes it's been, but then it always is frantic football when these two meet. Jonathan Johansson opened the scoring. Eyal Berkovic with a double for Celtic to put them 2-1 up. But then drama deep into injury time. 5 or 6 minutes into injury time, Albertz slotted home from the spot. It was Albert's throw that was knocked on by Amato, and a mistake from Jonathan Gould allowed the Finnish international to strike first for Rangers. But Celtic's reply was pretty immediate. Viduka back to Berkovic, and he nutmegged Stefan Klos. Then a horrible howler from Amoruso let in Mark Viduka. He didn't score, but guess who did? He did. Eyal Berkovic again. A dance of delights, but they weren't dancing for long. Paul Lambert stretched it off after that challenge on Albertz, who got up and scored from the spot. It's been a typically enthralling encounter between these two fierce rivals. Half-time, Rangers 2, Celtic 2. This has got one to Rangers. What does the second half hold, David?
Well, I certainly think that Celtic will miss Paul Lambert. I know Johan Mjällby plays in that holding role for Sweden, but I don't think he's as good with the ball at his feet as Paul Lambert is. I think very few people can do that holding role or perform that holding role the way that Lambert does, so Celtic will miss him.
Vidar Riseth, Mr. Utility man, played in every position in his career except goalkeeper. And these days he's at left back for Celtic, with Stefan Mahi out injured at the moment. He got injured, in fact, Mahi, running to answer his telephone at home, apparently, as you do. Riseth will take the throw. Parini's header. Burley. Berkovic. Cut out by Barry Ferguson. Amoruso offside against Jonathan Johansson.
Yeah, I think he's away a fraction early there. But that's the danger for Celtic when you leave this kind of space in behind. And it's right up Johansson's street. I think he's half a yard off there. Difficult to tell from that angle, but that's the kind of space he likes to hit.
Oh, Berkovic is on a hat-trick, of course, having scored both of Celtic's goals. Mjällby, a little nick back to the influential Israeli. Stilian Petrov. Mistake by Riseth has let Johansson in, but then his touch rather let him down somewhat. The Finnish international, who was strongly linked with Derby County last season, but he wanted to stay and fight for his place at Ibrox. Might get an extended run in the side now with Michael Moores out for the rest of the season. Rod Wallace also struggling with injury at the moment, although don't be surprised if Dick Advocat decides to splash some cash.
I think Jonathan Johansson would be very disappointed if he does choose to do that, Ian, because he never lets Rangers down. The number of times he comes on as sub and grabs a goal, or comes in for somebody and performs well, as he's done today.
Ian Wright. It was a poor kick out from Kloss, and Wright's effort was bobbling a little bit, but it's collected by the German keeper.
Yeah, I think he hits it into the ground here. Chance to measure it, but he doesn't really get a hold of it.
Arthur Newman. Albert, Amato. Nice touch to Albert. Not the best of centres, although Tebeli dillied and dallied a bit. That was cute from Albert. A cult hero at Ibrox. Amato. Always does well in these Old Firm games. Van Bronckhorst's trip there, and that's going to be a free kick to Rangers. Stubbs challenge.
Yeah, good play by Amato once again, who's never happier than when he's running at defenders. Such good close control, Gabriel Amato. It's Van Bronckhorst who takes over from him here, and he's tumbled by Alan Stubbs.
Amoruso keen to make amends for his first half howler. He's standing over this free kick, and Bronckhorst and Ferguson won't have much of a part to play, I don't think. The skipper has decided he must take it. And the Celtic wall ready to break out, ready a bit too keenly to break out at the moment. So it's Amoruso! Oh, it's in! Incredible! Amoruso does make amends for his first half howler, and this ding-dong derby ping-pongs again in Rangers' favour.
Well, Celtic have got 5 in the wall and 1 charging. And it's a deflection that foxes Jonathan Gould here. You can't blame him. It comes off Olivier Tebeli, but the wall does break here. Stilian Petrov steps off the left-hand side of the wall. The gap is there. It came off Tebeli. And once again, Rangers have the initiative. What a game we have here.
I think Lorenzo Amoruso might like to claim it. It really is an extraordinary contest. I don't think we've finished yet, somehow. Amoruso doing his duty at the back now. Here go Rangers again, with Barry Ferguson. Cleared by Risev, and he needed to get contact on it because there was no flag against Johansson. Sergio Perini. Jonathan Johansson. And a Rangers throw. We trust you're having fun on the edge of your seat. Sergio Perini. After a dummy throw from Perini, it's the real thing. Amato looking for a flick on. Here's Van Bronckhorst. Blocked away by Burley, I think, in amongst the crowd there. Van Bronckhorst scored a stunner against Celtic a year ago, but Rangers lost 5-1 in that game. Perini to Reina. Here is Van Bronckhorst. Alberts. And the return cut out by Jackie McNamara. Ian Wright. The Old Firm pendulum swinging back in Rangers' favour. For the time being, anyway. Claudio Reina. Perini. It's come off Amato. It'll be a Celtic throw. Johan Mjalby, a replacement for the injured Paul Lambert. The Scotland manager Craig Brown, a very concerned spectator here after Lambert's injury. I get the feeling there are a few more twists left in this tale. Paducah, Mjalby. Vidar Riseth. Cross didn't come for that. It was away by Amoruso. Only to Mjällby, and that took a deflection, I think, did it? Well, it's gone behind for a goal kick.
It's come off a Celtic player. Mjällby trying to do a Lorenzo Amoruso here, and it's Ian Wright it comes off.
Newman. Amoruso. Rangers are being a little bit too casual here. This is no game to mess around in. Perini's won it for Rangers. Johansson offside.
Yeah, Tebele and Stubbs do very well here again. Jonathan Johansson wanted that fraction earlier here. And he's certainly offside.
Alan Stubbs. Jackie McNamara. Nothing like a quiet Sunday watching a bit of football, hey? Riseth's header. Petrov. Riseth wants it back, and he might get it back here. Credit to Reina, who just did enough. But here's Berkovic. Viduka to his right, slips it through, and Cross came out to collect.
What a chance for Celtic. Ayo Berkovic just overhits the pass here to Viduka. Had a choice of Riseth left or Viduka. Tried to play Viduka and just overcooked the pass.
Rangers were 1-0 up, then they were 2-1 down. Now they are 3-2 up. Johan Mjällby actually made his Celtic debut against Rangers in that 5-1 thrashing a year ago. Rangers, of course, had the last laugh, winning the treble. Craig Moore. Ian Wright was lurking. Perini's clearance. Amato chasing. You'd fancy Stubbs to deal with this, though. And he does. Jonathan Gould. His clearance went straight to Ferguson. Van Bronckhorst to Newman. Rangers on the prowl again. 1-2 though between Amato and Newman, doesn't come off. Craig Moore beat Ian Wright to it. Claudio Reina, Captain America, has it for Rangers. Johansson. Riseth just tipping it away from Perini. It's a long one from Perini, which will be aimed towards Amato, who bars Riseth out of the way. Free kick given against the former Mallorca man, who hasn't been terribly popular with Dick Advocat, but has been with the fans here.
Yeah, he's just a bit overzealous there. But he played a crucial part in Rangers' first goal this afternoon from a similar situation. And he gives Rangers a different option from that of Michael Mols. Kind of a target man.
Riseth unable to keep it in. Dick Advocat in his first season at Rangers won everything, but you can be sure that he wants to do exactly the same again. Obstruction by Tebele on Amato. Giovanni Van Bronckhorst with this Rangers free kick. Craig Moore is putting himself about in there. Here's Amato. And in the end it was left by Stubbs, and it went behind for a goal kick.
Rangers just starting to get a better service into their front two now. Amato finds a bit of room here on the edge of the box.
Looks like Reggie Blinker is about to enter the fray. And Stilian Petrov will be the man to make way for him. When Blinker first played in their Old Firm derby, it really passed him by, hardly got a touch. Celtic will be hoping he gets a few touches today.
I'm surprised at that, I have to say. I think Petrov has done well. He's been asked to run the whole left-hand side here for Celtic. Could be he's feeling the pace a bit.
If French gone up against Mark Viduka.
And that's tight, that has to be tight, that one. Yeah, I was trying to get back onside there, but he's still in active play, so linesman right.
So off goes Stilian Petrov, and on comes Reggie Blinker. Can Blinker turn the tide again? Last season there was one win apiece, and 2 draws in the 4 Old Firm derbies in the league. Rangers, of course, won the Scottish Cup final showdown between the teams. Here they are at each other again, and how? Maruso's header, but it falls to McNamara. Olivier Tebeli, Vidar Risse, Reggie Blinker. Alberts, he rode the challenge of Mjällby. Now Van Bronckhorst has it, and he's put Johansson in with a brilliant ball. Johansson, great block from Jonathan Gould, who has put that earlier error behind him.
It's a glorious chance there to win this match for Rangers, and he just can't get this ball in front of him here. First touch lets him down, it's always behind him after that, it just won't fall in front of him. And by that time Jonathan Gould was out and closing him down, and it just wouldn't break in front of him.
Ferguson lost out to Berkovic, who is in the mood. And Ian Wright isn't quite going to get to that as Viduka pushed it through to him. Alberts. And Bronckhorst. Newman. Amato. Van Bronckhorst. And the 2 Dutchmen, 2 Dutch internationals, unable to combine to any great effect then. And watching them today is the national coach of Holland, Frank Rijkaard. Steered away by Rysef, and another Dutchman. Reggie Blinker will be first to it. He was just impeded by Claudio Reyna.
Yeah, he's not going to get much time on the ball, Reggie Blinker. Claudio Reyna does a wonderful job for Rangers. Up and down, very, very strong. And Reggie Blinker's going to know all about him.
Burley. This is incisive stuff from Celtic. Viduka, not incisive enough, but Alan Stubbs has it. Berkovic flags up against Viduka for offside.
Yeah, I think he's a fraction offside, but it's a wonderful ball from Alan Stubbs to pick out Berkovic in the first place, and Ian Wright's in bother here. I think a bit of dissent.
That's unlike Wrighty.
Terrific pass in here from Alan Stubbs to Berkovic, and as it's played, it's very, very tight, but he's certainly half a yard there offside.
Ian Wright just got a ticking off from the referee Kenny Clark, who's done a really good job today, because it ain't easy out there. Mjällby. Blinker. Maruso calms it down and finds Claudio Reyna. Amato on the chase, just going to get the better of him though. Gabriel Amato scored 1 and made the other in the New Year Old Firm clash last season. Tebeli, oh! Well, Mjällby bailed out Olivier Tebeli then, big time. really isn't a day to be casual, especially at the back. McNamara. Here's Reggie, but not for long, as Claudio Reyna steps in. And a foul by Blinker on Newman. Not much doubt about it.
Yeah, it's asking a lot of Reggie Blinker. It's a tough game to be introduced to in the second half, Ian. It's played at such a pace, it's hard to catch your breath when you're thrown into this one.
Sergio Perini. Watches that one goes over his head. Blinker. Helped on by Viduka. And high boots from Craig Moore.
Yeah, just led with the studs there. And advised to walk away from Kenny Clark and he'll end up in the boot.
Berkovic to Risa. Terrible mistake from Vidar Risa. Will Rangers make him pay for it? They won't, because Stubbs made it his mission to ensure that they wouldn't progress inside his half of the field. Perini. Craig Moore. Reyna. Rangers unbeaten in 9 meetings with Celtic here. Is that run going to continue? Olivier Wright has something to do with it, but he doesn't have anything to do with it there. And Rangers are breaking here with Van Bronckhorst. Flags up, offside.
Yeah, I think the assistant makes a good call here. Johansson was certainly offside, and it's when he tries to take part in the action again that the assistant puts the flag up. He's going to let Van Bronckhorst go here, but as soon as Johansson tries to get back involved, the flag goes up.
This really is one of the great sporting occasions, when of course the football takes over as it has done today. Away by Craig Moore. Newman. Kamara determined that he wouldn't make much progress. Amato. Berkovic. Risa. And Risa on a bit of a run here. Blinker inside of him. All the 1-2s worked. Risev's cross. Viduka trying to knock it down for Wright, who was behind him. Got nowhere near him.
Better play though from Celtic down the left-hand side. Good exchange by Reset and Blinker and a good early ball in.
Amato threatening for Rangers again though. Oh, and it might come through here. There's no flag. Amato. He's got a bit wide, but that doesn't matter too much. Gabriel Amato saves his best for the Old Firm derby. Yet again, 4-2 Rangers.
And I'll tell you what, even when it goes round Jonathan Gould, there's a lot of work to do. The angle is so tight. Celtic just caught square there. Good footwork there to get past Jonathan Gould, and he manages to squeeze it in. Tremendous skill there from the Argentinian. And that is a tight angle to finish from. Celtic just caught square there, and he gets his reward. Gabriel Amato for following it in. A good first touch off the right thigh. Gould coming out, drops the shoulder, he's round him. The angle's getting tighter all the time as Tevele's trying to get back, and he just does enough.
He squeezed it in, Gabriel Amato, and Rangers have a 2-goal cushion. They're quite magnificent match. A match in which Celtic have more than played their part, but now they have a mountain to climb in the West End of Glasgow. Perini, Johansson looking to get on the end of this, and Gould's come a long way. And is that a foul from Jonathan Gould? Nothing given. Gould came racing out. There is always something happening in these games.
Yeah, Celtic are having to try and push up now and shorten the game for their midfield players. And it's leaving a lot of space in behind. Jonathan Johansson attacking the space here. Jonathan Gould may be fortunate enough there to get away with that. Certainly caught Johansson.
Ferguson. And Bronkhorst has put Newman in here. Rangers rampant at the moment, and Stubbs has to knock it behind for a corner.
Celtic looking ragged for perhaps the first time in the match now.
Rangers with their sixth corner, Celtic yet to get one. Alberts. That was a rather wild one from George Alberts, but the Rangers fans who adore him might just forgive him.
Well, this was the goal from Gabriel Amato, and it's Vidar Reset who tries to play him offside here and doesn't get out quickly enough as Amato comes through from deep. But it's still tremendous finishing skill to knock it in from that angle.
Reina. Fouled by Mialbi, who's going to get a word of warning from Kenny Clark. The last warning, I think, before a yellow card might come out for the big sweep. Rangers rubbing it in to Celtic at the moment after winning the treble last season. Of course, the season before that, Rangers themselves had been left with nothing. They responded by building a whole new team and, of course, getting a new coach in. Craig Moore almost got into a bit of a tangle. Dick Advocaat was fuming with Moore then when he held onto the ball a bit too long.
Yeah, I think he'll be reasonably happy at the way this game's being played now. Celtic have to come forward now. They have to defend as far up the park as they can, and that will suit Jonathan Johansson down to a T.
I'm sure there is still plenty more drama to come in the final 20 minutes. Especially if Amato has his way here. He might have his way here. Well, he's lost out then, Gabriel Amato, but another excellent effort from him in the Old Firm derby. Much more popular with the fans than he has been with Dick Advocaat in his time at the club, but I think even Dick will like him today. Perini's throw, away by Mialbi. Perini charging it again though, lifting that one over.
He might have done better because there's plenty of space in front of him. He has time to measure this. Might have been happier to take it on his right side. It's never going to trouble Jonathan Gould. But Rangers enjoying a really dominant spell in this match now. And we see it 16-9 in terms of attempts at goal.
Sergio Perini. Unless Celtic can stage an epic recovery here, it would be a bad end to a bad week, really, having gone out of the UEFA Cup to Lyon on Thursday night. A reminder that coming later we've got action from the English Premiership. Wimbledon and Leeds follow this. Sky Sports 1 and Sky Sports Extra, of course, for interactive coverage. Olivier Tebili. It's going to be loose in the middle of the field for Van Bronckhorst. Claudio Reyna sees a bit of space around, finds Amato. The man who scored the 4th goal, perhaps looking to turn provider, or is he? He's still going, Gabriel Amato, so strong. Lovely cross as well, and it was McNamara who had to knock it behind.
Well, it's a Gabriel Amato show now, isn't it? Tremendous skill there to turn Vida reset, body strength to keep on his feet. Delightful little dink ball to the back post.
Yet another corner for Rangers, and they're not letting Celtic have any. Van Bronckhorst whipped it in. It's going to come to Reyna. Free kick, in fact, has been given. That's not going to count. There was a bit of shoving and jostling going on.
Tell you what, just as well, that's a tremendous strike there from Claudio Reyna as the ball comes out to him. And there is a bit of jostling there. But he couldn't have hit that any sweeter.
He's been a major influence for Rangers. Claudio Reyna been out injured for a while and they missed him. Newman playing in only his 2nd Old Firm derby because of injury, and it's going much better for him than his first one did when Celtic won 5-1. Taki McNamara, Viduka, here's Newman. One back by Berkovic. Ian Wright, who's had a disappointing derby day so far, but he's got a free kick.
Well, Celtic have to make this count. It's a set piece, it's a chance to get Stubbs on Mialbi forward. And this is the kind of opportunity they have to put Stefan Klos under pressure. And 2 goals down, they have to make the most of it.
Berkovic's free kick. It's going to be a corner. Moore.
Yeah, it's just a glancing blow here from Craig Moore. Wasn't a bad ball played in.
John Barnes telling his players what he wants, but I don't think they would hear him from there somehow. Berkovic on by Mialbi. Tebili completely missed it. It could have been good. And Bronckhorst steaming away for Rangers. And a vital interception that from Mialbi. Stubbs. Berkovic. Celtic plugging away. McNamara delivers. Viduka just too high for him.
Yeah, just too deep there. He's had a good afternoon, Mark Viduka. And a smashing first half for Celtic. It's hard to take if you're the likes of Viduka or Berkovic. It's a sore one to take when you play as well as this and find yourself 2 goals down.
Gabriel Amato has got the free kick going in his favour. Gordon Jury about to make his Rangers return after almost a year really on the sidelines, and as if it wasn't bad enough for Celtic at the moment, Neil McCann's going to come on to torment them as well. His 2 goals clinch the championship for Rangers at Celtic Park in May. Perini back to Craig Moore.
Yeah, they're just going to go with a 3 at the back now, Celtic. Reset's going to sit in beside Alan Stubbs and Tebili. They push Jackie McNamara forward on the right, Blinker forward left.
Tebili, Viduka, Mialbi. Some charge from Johan Mialbi. Now McNamara Skipping past Newman, he's done well, but then couldn't deliver the goods.
Final ball, just wasn't good enough from Jackie McNamara. He did well to make room on the right-hand side. He makes half a yard here on Arthur Newman, and he just can't pull it back.
Well, Rangers are going to make a double substitution with Neil McCann and Gordon Jury coming on. Jury triggered a bit pre-season, but broke down again with injury. Listen to the applause for Gabriel Amato. And Jonathan Johansson too makes way to the goal scorers off. And Neil McCann hoping to torment Celtic again after seeing them off at Celtic Park in May. And Gordon Jury is back in business.
I think what we're seeing here is the strength and depth that Rangers have. No walls and moles. They bring in Johansson and Amato, who do ever so well today, and they can even bring them off and put Jury and McCann on.
Sure, Celtic may well be ready to bring Mark Birchall into the fray soon as well, as they try and mount a salvage operation here, trailing by 4 goals to 2. In fact, he's coming on right now, and it's going to be Ian Wright making way. Hasn't really been his day.
Well, I think it's always a tough one to step into, Ian, but it just hasn't worked for him this afternoon. It'll take him a while to forge a partnership with Mark Viduka.
The talented teenager Mark Birchall comes on, made his full Scotland debut recently against Lithuania, missed a penalty, although the rebound was struck away by Don Hutchison. Ian Wright, straight down the tunnel, kissed his jersey as he came off, so obviously not planning a quick return trip to the West End of Glasgow. Here's Stubbs. Blinker. Too high from Ferguson. Nisef. McNamara leaving it for Ayal Berkovic, scorer of Celtic's 2 goals, which seemed a very long time ago now. Mjällby. Birchall, first touch, glances wide.
Yeah, it's not the kind of ball that enjoys Mark Birchall. He'd rather have it into feet or in behind. It's asking a lot of him to win this. Berkovic had made a good supporting run, anticipating the knockdown.
Inside the final 10 minutes of a truly tremendous tussle between the Giants of Glasgow. Craig Moore's clearance. Tebele climbing all over Gordon Jury. That'll be a free kick. I don't think John Barnes thought it was. The birthday boy not having much to celebrate here. Ferguson's free kick. Van Bronckhorst. Reina. Perini. And Bronckhorst won't be able to keep that in play. Ferguson has been attracting attention from abroad apparently recently, and in fact behind us in our commentary position there's a scout from Atletico Madrid here today. Reina. That was Kenny Clark did very well then to separate the two.
Yeah, he did well to get in between them there, Ian. You could see the reaction of Gordon Jury there, not happy at all. Takes the studs of Reggie Blinker there on the top of his foot. Another booking for Celtic.
And another free kick for Rangers. Can they make Celtic pay? And they pile on the misery for the hoops. Look at the space that Van Bronckhorst has got here to have a go, and it's horribly wide in the end.
Yeah, they were left 2 against 1. Surprised Celtic left 1 defender here, and it's Reggie Blinker. And Van Bronckhorst has all the space in the world to run into.
Well, he won't rest until it's all over. Advocat actually became a coach by accident, really, when he helped out his brother's team. And the rest, as they say, is history. Celtic trying to find a way back, but the flag is up against Mark Bircham.
Well, he lives right on the edge of offside, Mark Birchall. That's how he makes his living, but he's just drifted a yard off here. But that's where he does his best work, right on the shoulder of the last defender.
Rangers have won 98 major trophies in their history, more than any other club in the world, and I think they're pretty keen on completing a century this season. Jury knocked it on. McCann chasing, pretty forlorn chase, I would think. But he made a big difference to Rangers when he arrived from Hearts last season.
Yeah, very much so. Very improved player, although Jim Jeffries might not thank me for saying that, but I don't know what Dick Advocat's done with Neil McCann, but he's turned out to be a very, very important player for them. Can play wide or through the middle. His form has shaded a bit this season, it has to be said, but a very capable substitute for Rangers this afternoon.
Albert's header, Van Bronckhorst, excellent control, he's away. He looks at the options, and one of the options is Albert's, who couldn't quite smuggle it through to Jury. Rangers staying calm, sitting pretty, sitting proudly on a 4-2 Old Firm derby lead. Jury, every touch being applauded. If Celtic could get one back, I think we might have just a bit of a frantic finale in front of us. But it's Rangers who are going for goal with McCann, and he'll settle for the throw off Stubbs.
Yeah, they'll quite happily knock it into the corners now, Rangers. And McCann has the mobility to get on the end of long balls and hold it up, let the midfield get forward and support, or even win the odd throw in as he has done here. Rangers know this clock is ticking away.
Albert's acclaimed by the Rangers fans behind him as he takes this throw. McCann, Newman, Albert's, it'll be another throw. Tony Vidmar, who played a very prominent part in Rangers' treble success last season, is going to come on. He has proved himself a very able deputy when Arthur Newman has been out injured, which has been most of the time, in fact, since Newman arrived. Duka to Blinker, but it's too much on it. Jury settling for the throw, which he takes in a hurry, and McCann could be away here. Neil McCann, he's through, and Jonathan Gould saves, just as McCann threatened to tease and torment Celtic again, just as he did when Rangers took the title at Celtic Park in May.
Yeah, tremendous play by Neil McCann, outnumbered 2-1 there by Stubbs and reset, but he still managed to make enough space to get the shot in. 2 against 1 here, just lifts it in behind reset, and he's quick enough to get across him. And Jonathan Gould does well, low to his right.
Sergio Perini, Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, Tebeli barging Van Bronckhorst out of the way, and it will be a free kick, and Van Bronckhorst is in need of treatment. He's due to go off with the Dutch squad this week. He hopes. Time, Davey, to pick your man of an incredible match.
Well, up until half-time I would have said Eyal Berkovic, who's been tremendous for Celtic. I said he owed Celtic a big performance, and he certainly gave them it in that first half. But I think over the piece, as the second half wore on, crucial point in the game, Gabriel Amato stepped in to do his own special thing, if you like. Not first choice here at Ibrox, but a great hero of the Rangers supporters. And no wonder, this is why. And there's a lot of work to do as he picks this up. He's past Jonathan Gould. and he finds the angle just when he needed it. He's my Bank of Scotland man of the match today.
Albert sent the free kick in. Stubbs with a rather awkward clearance, which is further helped away by Reggie Blinker. Birchel's going to get to this. Oh, lovely touch from Birchel, releasing Berkovic. He has to wait for support, which will come from Birchel. He might not need anyone at the moment. Here's Birchel. Timely intervention from Lorenzo Amoruso. Ferguson. Perini. Albert's making the run, but Tebeli should have this covered. Gordon Jury's closing in on Jonathan Gould. Stubbs. Risev. The first Old Firm derby of the 1999-2000 season has provided extraordinary entertainment. And it looks like it will provide Rangers with 3 points, putting them 4 points clear of Celtic. But hang on, the Hoops still hoping to be cock-a-hoop as Viduka gets away from his man, and this is more than promising, but it's flashed right across.
Well, he decided to go on his own. He could have pulled it back. Tremendous play though by Mark Viduka to make the space in the first place. Decides to go it alone. It appears to come off Stefan Klos there, and it's passed for a corner which Berkovic will now take.
Stop that from Klos. Rangers are going to bring on Tony Vidmar for Giovanni van Bronckhorst. The Australian Vidmar has made a telling contribution for Rangers, both last season and for a large part of this season as well, when he has deputised for Newman. Can Celtic drag one back here? Berkovic decides on the short corner. Still he has it. He's actually on a hat-trick himself, Isle Berkovic, but they're trying to be a bit too clever then, Celtic, and Rangers could punish them. McCann and Risev chasing, and McCann gets the better of Risev and slips it through to Jury. Albert is in the middle. Cut out though by McNamara.
Yeah, good defending by Jackie McNamara, who come right across there to cover his centre-backs. But the danger of Neil McCann, the mobility of Neil McCann, quite apparent there once again.
Celtic giving it another go here. And they're going to get a corner. Celtic finally getting some corners in this game.
Well, Rangers have to keep their concentration here, because that Celtic goal now, regardless of how little time there is left, would put them under pressure.
Can Celtic make anything of the corner? It's knocked over the bar by Olivier Tebeli. And it's almost all over for Celtic, who have handed the championship initiative to their fierce rivals.
Yeah, the ironic thing is I don't think Celtic have played too badly today from midfield forward, but uncharacteristic mistake by Jonathan Gould, and then the wall broke up for the goal from Amoruso. Just poor defending has cost them very dearly this afternoon.
Albert, Newman, Ferguson, Perini, Vidmar, Ferguson, Vidmar, still going. Tony Vidmar got his cross in as well. I don't think his teammates thought he would. They weren't particularly that far advanced. Berkovic. McNamara. Free kick in favour of George Alberts. Day to forget for Celtic, really, but one thing's for sure, in this city, they won't be allowed to forget it. Jury sent tumbling by Stubbs. Another free kick to Rangers. Sergio Perini. Perhaps Rangers fancy a fifth. Neil McCann back here to Perini, offside. The flag is up against the Italian.
Yeah, he needed it quicker there, Sergio Perini. And as it's played, in fact, he's onside. Need a reset in the right back position, played him on.
To the officials today, they've got most things right. Here's Berkovic. Albert. Delightful. Newman. Rangers want to finish in style here. Albert. Back to Newman. Saved by Gould. Celtic were carved open then.
I think Celtic would quite happily hear that full-time whistle now. They're being stretched all over the back line now.
It is all over, and Dick Advocat's Rangers have triumphed against Celtic. One of football's most famous fixtures, lived up to its reputation for footballing reasons as well today. It was a topsy-turvy tussle where we saw the good side and the bad side of Amoruso. Every player played their part in an absolutely enthralling derby game. An old firm thriller here at Ibrox. Rangers have gone 4 points clear of Celtic at the top of the table, and even at this stage of the season, that could be telling. A magnificent match. It finishes at Ibrox. Rangers 4, Celtic 2.